So this is exciting. Hello, I have my new tripod. Oh wait, is this on? Oh, okay. So that needs charging. I've got a little light on the top of my tripod. I've got a new tripod today. It came today for my new video. But yeah, just to let you know before I actually get started into this, I actually have my 3 fur babies in here. So you may hear noise in the background. If you hear noise, it's my fur babies. But yeah, today what we are going to discuss is loving yourself enough to sit down with yourself. And typically, we don't. That's it. I know before I started my journey of walking on the path to self-love and self-acceptance, I never really sat down with myself properly. And sitting down with ourselves requires us to be honest with ourselves. It requires us to truly look in the mirror to understand where it is we get to learn and grow and refine things for things to become better in our lives. Typically what we do is we sit down with other people and we project all of our shit onto other people and to everything and everyone else but ourselves. Oh, it's their fault I am where I am. They did this to me. They made me feel this way. It's the government's fault, it's the school, it's my parents, it's my family, like whatever the fuck. No, I mean, yeah, you were dealt the cards that you were dealt, but at the same time, you were also in full control of what you did and how you responded in that situation. You were in full control as to whether you chose to be self-aware, intentional, and conscious, or whether you chose to be unaware, unintentional, and unconscious. And typically, the majority of the population are unaware, unintentional, and unconscious. And when we walk through this journey of self-love and really learning how to love ourselves and building a strong and sure relationship with ourselves to ultimately build the life it is that we wish to build, it requires us to move over to the other side of the scale of self-awareness, intentionality, and consciousness. And I say all of this without judgment, right? Because I used to be there. I was very unintentional, I was very unaware, and I was very unconscious. And this is why I was depressed and anxious and like in a really shit space and on the floor, on my rock bottom in every which way, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, and financially, because I was so fucking unconscious and unaware of me. I was blaming everyone else but me. I was blaming everything else but me. When it was me that got myself to where I was. It was me. I chose all of the things. I chose to do it or not do it. I chose to stay or not to stay. I chose to get into debt. I chose to get into debt because I didn't choose not to get into debt. I chose to get into debt. I chose all of that shit, right? I chose to do all of that. I chose to do the things that didn't serve me. I chose all of that, right? So for me to blame other people for the situation that I was in, it was just a fucking waste of time and energy. I chose not to go to the gym. I chose to fuel my body with shit. I chose to watch shit. I chose to have shit conversations. I chose to hang around with people that had no goals or aspirations and that only wanted to gossip and do all of the things. I chose all of that. But then when I started my online business, I got to really sit down with myself for me to create the life it is that I wanted to create. I got to really look at, okay, well, what is it that I'm doing that has got me to where I am today, and to take full accountability and ownership. Because as hard as it is for our ego to take full accountability and ownership for where we're at, because it's really fucking hard. It's really fucking hard to sit down with ourselves and look in the mirror and to understand that we are where we are because of us. and to understand our toxicities and our negativities and our bullshit and, you know, where we've gone wrong, because our ego wants to make us out as if we're perfect. But we're not. None of us are perfect. We're all human. We all go through our shits and struggles. We all make the wrong choices at times. But this is why it's really important to sit down with ourselves so we can admit our wrongdoing, and not only to ourselves and the wrongdoing to ourselves, but so we can admit the wrongdoing that we have created towards other people in their lives, so then we can start building the bridge towards happy and healthy relationships. And so we can start to apologize and admit and say, okay, this is where I went wrong, you know, and all of that stuff. And also saying that to ourselves and like really sitting down with ourselves and like understanding what we're not doing to serve our highest and greatest good. I am certain that 70% of the people that watch this video are not doing everything that they can to serve themselves and their highest good in their mind, body, soul, in their relationships, in the way that they manage themselves, in their inner power, in the way that they look at their lives, in their communication. I'm certain. And this is why I do the work that I do, to guide people through that, right? To guide people along the journey of coming back to themselves and loving themselves, of starting to do all of the things that serve them, right? And my very foundational teachings are in Rise You. That's the foundational, that's where you get to start. If you're not ready to go deep as yet, then you get to start foundational. But if you do want to go deep, then you get to either go through Embrace, which is like really deep dive into yourself, and oh gosh, you're gonna love yourself really after that. But you also get access to Rise You with that. Or if you want to go even deeper and get the true medicine and magic from moi, you get to dive into the one-on-one vortex with me. And throughout my journey of my own experience, like, because I started from a place of not loving myself and not sitting down with myself and all of that stuff, like I underwent this metamorphosis and completely transformed myself into a space where I truly, truly love myself, but not from an arrogant way. Like, it's from a place of strength and surety, and I'm not arrogant about it. I just know who I am, and I'm confident in who I am, and I'm humble with everything that I am and what I have. I don't think I'm any better than anyone else, but I love myself enough to honor myself and like also be very honest with myself and hold myself accountable for shit that I do that doesn't serve me. Because just like you, I am also human. As much as and as far as I've gotten in my journey, there's still shit that I struggle with, and there's still shit that I go through, and there's still mistakes that I make. But the only way for me to personally move forward is if I sit down with myself and say, all right, Mel, well, you know, you've been eating too much fucking fried food recently, that this is why you've started to get spots. This is not good. Stop eating the fried food because it is easy for you to order it on Grab. Start to do exercise. Stop being so lazy, you know? Like, do the things. Do the things. Do the things you get to do to make yourself feel good, you know? Sit down with yourself, my darling. And this is what we get to do, right? What are you doing, Polly Pox? Polly Pox is trying to get comfy. Oh, I love you so much, I do. And, yeah. And it's not only that either, like, it's sitting down with ourselves to truly understand what it is we want. What do you want? What do you want? I want to be happy. Okay, cool. Your happiness is different to my happiness. So what does happiness look like to you? I want to be healthy. Okay, cool. Your healthiness is different to my healthiness. So what does being healthy look like to you? What does it feel like to you? I want to be loved. Great. What does that look like to you? What does that feel like to you? Because that's completely different to what it would be for me. I'm very sure. And this is the thing, like happiness, health, love, being comfortable, wealth, it's all subjective. It's subjective to the person. So for you to say, oh, I want to be wealthy, I want to be happy, like, that's very vague. What does that mean to you? Sit down with yourself. Love yourself enough to sit down with yourself to understand everything it is that you want, so you can then again sit down with yourself to understand where the fuck you are letting yourself down. Because I'm very certain you're letting yourself down in many areas of your life. And this is why you are not where you want to be. This is why you are watching this video, right? And this is also the power of investing in yourself and investing in mentors and coaches, because they can hold you accountable to where you want to go. And this is also the power of having a compelling vision and really understanding what it is that you want and really going deep into the core of what that means to you and the impact that you want to create and what you want to do for your family and for your children and for everything that you believe in, because that's what's going to pull you through and get you to sort your shit out. It's very easy to let ourselves down as humans. It's very easy. This is why we let ourselves down every day. This is why we don't keep our word to ourselves. I'm going to do this. And then you're like, sorry, what? Did I say it? No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. That wasn't me. Oh. So love yourself enough to sit down with yourself and be honest with yourself. Like, if you can't be honest with yourself, why do you expect other people to be honest with you? It's not very fair, is it? You lie to yourself all the time. You let yourself down all the time. What kind of standard are you setting for other people if you're doing it for yourself, eh? What kind of standard are you setting for other people if you don't sit down with yourself and if you don't love yourself enough to keep your word to yourself, to do the things that are good for you and to stay disciplined? What standard are you setting? We set the standard for how other people treat us by the standard we set for ourselves and the way that we treat ourselves. And I'm going to end with that. I'm going to end on that note, because I don't really feel I've got that much else to say on this. But love yourself enough to sit down with yourself, right? Be honest with yourself about everything. About everything. You are your only life partner. You might have a spouse that you want to spend the rest of your life with, but that's not your true life partner. Your true life partner is you. So you get to start treating yourself like the life partner you deserve to be treated like. Food for thought right there. I love you so much. If you found value in this video, please share it, please like, please comment. All of the good things. Subscribe to me, baby. And if you like this vibe, I'm very active on Instagram. You can see my stories, all that good stuff. If you want to work with me, link underneath this video. And yeah, I love you. I'll see you on the next video. You are fucking gorgeous, mate. Goodbye.